This review looks at two related machines. NZG model 901 is the Terex TW110 compact wheeled excavator, and NZG 902 is the Terex TC125 midi crawler excavator. Both machines are in the 11-ton weight class and they come in similar Terex branded boxes. Without wasting any time whatsoever, let's get on and open up the box with the TC125 model in it. There is some soft paper which protects it, and the first thing to do is to sort out the rubber tracks, which on this model are quite loose, and we'll see a bit more about that later. Once that's done, there's just one piece of packaging to remove from the model, and that's some masking tape which secures a pin that secures the bucket. There was one small issue on the model, which is that one of the hydraulic hoses was detached. So once again we call on our old friend Superglue, and she's the kind of friend you always like to have sticking around. For both models there's no assembly to do because they are complete out of the box. The wheeled excavator has got some simple transmission detailing, but a nice touch on the model is the wheels with their authentic looking tyres. There are also all metal stabilisers. The cab is good with its metal grab rails, beacon lights and nicely tinted windows, and the interior detail is crisp too. There's a nice curved body shape, and the exhaust pipe and mirrors, painted highlights and graphics all add to the look. One of the good parts of the model is the articulated boom with its small rivets and very detailed hydraulics. The crawler excavator has got nicely patterned rubber tracks, and there's a simple dozing blade at the front. The cab and the body is essentially the same as on the wheeled excavator. The boom on the TC125 is of the same high standard, with the difference being that it's a monoblock boom. Out on the test track we start with the wheeled excavator and it rolls very smoothly indeed. And if we look underneath, one of the axles has a degree of oscillation to smooth over rough terrain, and a reasonable steering angle can also be set. The steering mechanism's got a nice stiffness so it will hold the pose that you set, and it traces a nice curve when you push it along. For stability, the 110 has a pair of stabilisers, and these neatly and smoothly fold down. For the next bit of functionality we'll try rotating the body, and it's very smooth and doesn't rock at all. And if we come to the articulated boom, it's all on a pivot and it swings from side to side over quite a wide arc. In terms of digging, the two-piece articulated boom performs well. The cylinders have got a nice stiffness so they'll hold any pose that you want to set. And the range of movement is good too, from digging out far to folding up really quite small. If we engage the cranes etc. hover mode, then the TW110 also does a reasonable job at digging at depth. There's one other piece of functionality which is always good to see on an excavator model, and that is by removing the pin, you can remove the bucket. Next onto the test track is the TC125, and as you would expect the crawler tracks do a good job on a smooth surface. They grip well and they roll reasonably easily. However, you do have to be a little bit careful with them because although they do roll well, they are just a little bit too loose fitting. So if you don't drive the machine in a perfectly straight line, you will throw a track. There's a small dozing blade which either provides stability during digging, or you can use it to push around all those things that you really want to push around. The other functionality is similar to the wheeled excavator, although the monoblock boom certainly does its stuff digging at depth in hover mode. Time now for the genuine imitation real life test. And here we have a truly extraordinary piece of loading for you. The wheeled excavator turns smoothly and discharges its bucket into the waiting tipper. But staggeringly, when it's finished, it's mutated into a crawler excavator. Yes, only on cranes etc. can you see advanced fleet management like this. In summary, these are a nice pair of models of small Terex machines by NZG. On balance, the wheeled excavator performs slightly better, and that's really because the crawler tracks on the crawler excavator are a bit too loose. However, both models are nicely detailed with a high metal content, and overall they're good enough to highly recommend.